everybody. Hey, how are you? Happy March 1st. It's me, Kirsten, and this is the It's Giving Mystical podcast, and this is your card of the week for the week ahead, the week of March 1st. Back in the early 2000s, I worked for a .com behemoth called March 1st. They launched on that date. It was like tech consulting meets business consulting meets brand consulting. We were like gonna save the world via consulting. I had beautiful business cards, but I remember them being like, it's not just a date, it's an imperative. March 1st, like lead the way. And I always think of that. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing or a PTSD from that whole experience of the .com revolution that was the early 2000s, but I offer you that. Okay, so Chariot, how was this past week? I imagine you did feel some type of empowerment, some type of settling. There may also have been some voices coming up trying to keep you in your place, trying to keep you in stasis. And it's an interesting thing, we were talking about it in Women's Circle, how it can be so hard when you are crippled by your own voices, and they're probably not yours. They're probably old, echoey voices from the past, filtered through whatever lens of your experience. But the voices that kind of tell you to sit down and be quiet and sit still and don't reach for too much and don't want too much and don't speak too loudly and don't ask for it and who are you to get it and all of that. And it's interesting when we can hear those voices and reframe our experience, our listening. This is where the idea of deepening into the present moment, widening your experience of the present moment becomes so important, because those voices will bubble up. And when you're sitting in your you're sitting in your fullness, there's another part of you that can hear that and respond to it and feel it as kind of your ego or your mental body or your nervous system trying to keep you in check. So it's saying to you, you reach for something, and this voice goes, who are you to reach for that? And then this other voice goes, I'm human and I'm trying and I'm not sure and I might fall and this might not work out, but I know I want it. I know my heart calls me there. I know there's an integrity and a wholeness in me moving in that direction, and it's okay. It's okay to do it imperfectly. Did you see that thing I put on Instagram? I thought that was brilliant. The question of, is this normal? To reframe that as, is this human? There's so much more forgiveness. There's so much more spaciousness in that question. Is this human? Probably. Probably. Is it human to both ever expand, ever seek, ever long, and also to doubt your capacity for that, doubt your worthiness in that journey? It's all human. And so we come back to this chariot, this power center, this grounding into, do you know just how powerful you are, that allows you to take these baby steps towards a new experience, towards more fullness, towards more actualization of your full potential, more liberation of your light. Humaning, it's so lovely. The card I pulled for us this week is the 8 of Cups. 8 of Cups. We're in this 8 year. We've talked about it. Materiality, success, ambition, manifestation, and actuality, like achievement, landing. 8 is, I see it and I create it and it arrives. The 8 of Cups is that energy around your emotional body. So the 8 of Cups is always an interesting energy in terms of, what does satisfaction look like to you? One of the classic readings of this card, one of the classic interpretations of this card, if you don't know it off the top of your head, it's like these 8 cups stacked up, and there's 5 on the bottom and 3 on the top, and there's a gap between 2 of the 3 cups on top. And through that gap, we see a figure robed in red with their back. One of the, again, few cards with the tarot where the back is to us, the figure's back is to us. Their back is to us, and they have a staff, and they look like they're heading off onto a journey. And you're not really sure if it's the sun or the moon, but they're headed off into the grand unknown, the wide unknown. So they're journeying, and the classic interpretation of the 8 of Cups is this sense of emotional satisfaction. What brings you satisfaction? And the classic interpretation is, the world has told you this will bring you satisfaction. Gather each of these cups, gather each of these experiences, line them up, make them beautiful, make them steady, and you will be happy. You will be satisfied. And the 8 of Cups is this very interesting moment where you look at what you've created, you look at what you've achieved. You hopefully are grateful for it. You hopefully give yourself credit for how far you've come. But you look at it and it looks great. It looks good on the outside. It's a little bit of a tower energy. Like, this looks fantastic. But when you look at it, the feeling in your heart leaves you wanting more. The feeling in your heart is like, not quite right. This is not quite right. And the 8 of Cups is that moment where you say, I want more. And I'm willing to say I want more. Isn't it interesting how much we're taught in our beautiful puritanical American culture to not want more, and yet we celebrate excess in all ways? So isn't that an interesting push-pull? There's so much out there. There's so much excess. Look how much everyone else is enjoying. Who are you to want more? Who are you to want that? That feels like a trick. It feels like a trick. I'm being played on us. We could go down that rabbit hole of sociological understanding, but it's an interesting thing, right? The Eight of Cups is like the world says, do this, build this, and you will be good. You will be satisfied. Okay, I've done that. I look at it. My heart is not satisfied. My heart longs for more. And I feel like that's just one of the news flashes of being human. Your heart will always want more. And in tantric work, we talk about the feminine body, the feminine energy, and the feminine energy is the width of it. Again, that coming back to that width idea. It's the width of more. And the David Data, John Wineland, they'll say to you, and other tantric teachers will say to you, you will always long for more. So you could have such fullness, such satisfaction. You could have the perfect partnership, the perfect work. You could be creating your art. And the human feminine ache is for more. More union, more connection, more experience, more pleasure. And so we just kind of make peace with that. I will always want more. I will always ache for more. Okay, but what am I doing in this moment? How much am I enjoying the pleasure available to me in this moment? How much am I enjoying the union, the connection, the truth available to me in this moment? That's the question. And the Eight of Cups is like this interesting turn. So the Nine of Cups, the card that precedes this, that comes after this, is precede the right word? You know what I'm saying. The card that comes after the Nine of Cups is the wish card. We call that the wish fulfillment card, the wishing card. So when you get the Nine of Cups, it's literally like the universe is like, make a wish, whatever you want, baby. The Eight of Cups is the materiality, the outward expression of satisfaction. Okay, it looks good on paper. How does it feel? And the Eight of Cups is your willingness to say, I don't really care how it looks on paper. I'm much more concerned with how I feel. I'm much more concerned with how I feel in my life. I'm much more concerned with what's true for me. I'm much more concerned with the resonance, the integrity with which my life is reflecting who I am. But I don't really care how it looks. And I'm willing actually to turn my back on how it looks. And there's other interpretations of this card that say they're going off to find the final cup, right? They're lined up all these beautiful cups. They've created all this beauty. And it's like, there's just one more. If I could just get one more, then I'd have the full set. Maybe that's true. But I would say that the truth of what I feel on this card this week, and especially thinking about this trajectory of the Queen of Cups, the Chariot to here, is like maybe last week some aspect of your power, some aspect of your desire got turned on, got put online. And now it's like, okay, what will I do about that? What will my feet do? How will I move through the world, again, materiality? How will I show up in the world knowing that this is the thing I am aching for? This is the thing I'm longing for. This is the thing that will help me feel my completion, my completeness more solidly in this moment. Where am I growing into? What am I expanding into? And that's what the Eight of Cups is asking you. That's what it's asking all of us. I love the Eight of Cups because there's this confidence, and color is really important in the Rider-Waite deck, and red always stands for passion. It always stands for like real earthly passion. And the figure in this card is cloaked in a red cape and they have red shoes on. And I've always loved that little like touch. There aren't really a lot of red shoes. There's a couple of red shoes in the tarot, but I like these red boots. I like these red booties in particular because they say I walk towards my truth. I walk towards my passion. I walk towards my desire. I'm fueled by that. And it's what we said about the Chariot last week. It's less how we move and it's more what we're rooted in as we move. And the Eight of Cups is rooted in something very true, something very alive, rooted in this flame that will not cease. I love it. The Eight of Cups is very unconcerned with what the world tells you should be doing. That is also true of the Chariot. And like I said last week about the Chariot, that Cancer energy, that idea of birthing a new water body, it's interesting to think about, right? Birthing a new water body, the cups are the water. The cups are these aspects of the emotional body, these aspects of the emotional self, these aspects of your heart space, gap in the cup. It just says to us like what is missing. And that also came up in Women's Circle, and it's been coming up for a lot of people in 2024 so far. Like an awareness of what's worked so far. Okay, I got my work running, humming. I got my friendships running, humming. Oh, but my relationship needs some focus, my intimate relationships. Or my children and I are doing really well, and my intimate relationships are doing really well. My work is calling for my attention, or my home is calling for my attention, or my health is calling for my attention. Something that kind of has been put on the back burner is hollering a bit for your attention. I think this is related to that. Like, okay, well, to be my full self, to feel truly satisfied in my life, this aspect of me is going to have to come online. The Queen of Cups, the Three of Cups, or the Queen of Cups kind of revealed that out in the world. What is this? And when I look at myself in community, what is missing? What doesn't feel right? What needs to be either healed or integrated or clarified or completed? And then the Queen of Cups like brought that awareness, that introspection home and was like, okay, this thing. And the Chariot was like, and you have, not only are you beautiful and worthy, but you're powerful. You deserve to shift the world accordingly to what you're seeking. And then the Eight of Cups is like, go out and do it, baby. Go hit the road. And so I would say that in this Eight of Cups week, you're probably going to take some significant steps forward. It comes back to my .com shenanigans, March 1st, like not just a date, but an imperative. And the energy for March is interesting, to say the least. And there's a lot of rebalancing happening, but a lot of generative, creative energy bubbling around. And those two things together are going to be kind of polarizing and extremely activating. So this March 1st energy of the Eight of Cups is like, get on the road, do what you got to do, take the steps you need to take. And remember, it's the call of your heart that matters. It's what you need that matters. It's what you, and I mean that from like a truth standpoint. So not like what you need railroad over everyone else, but what you need, what is whispering in your heart that needs to be addressed and heard and answered for. I'll say that the last thing that's coming through is we need a lot less than we think we do. We need a lot less than we think we do. At the end of the day, I hope you have every beautiful thing you look for. I hope you have every beautiful thing that you ask for. I hope you create a life that truly satisfies you. And we need a lot less than we think we do. I want to come back to that idea of ever expanding, ever desiring, emotional, energetic, feminine body, like I will always want more. Yes, you will always want more, but how grounded are you in what you have? It's the same idea of we can work something so hard, like a practice or a manifestation or a desire or a creative project, and then we achieve it and we so quickly move on to the next. I want you to imagine that there's an invitation in February, these last few days, but in March moving forward, there's an invitation to enjoy what you have, to enjoy what you have created. Doesn't mean there's not an aspect of you moving out into the world, building more, but don't let that drive for more, that desire to move out into the world, rob you of the pleasure you've created in this moment, in this life. Remember why you're here. Remember how you got here and have enjoy it. Take pleasure in it. And then also build more, but don't abandon what you've built. Don't disregard the beauty you've created in search of ever more beauty. I hope that makes sense. Okay, sending you guys so much love. Happy March 1st. Happy first month of spring, and yeah, happy equinox. Hey, I like some light. It's been 60 degrees here today, and I am not sad about it. All right, love you guys. Bye. It's giving everything is sacred. It's giving art. It's giving light you up and turn you on and set you free. It's giving curiosity. It's giving freedom. It's giving love. It's giving you are more magical and powerful than you can comprehend. It's giving, I don't know what's happening, but I am so here for it. It's giving you are pure potential. It's giving mystical.